And so you also, after a while, started to not just see, okay, what's our method of learning, but you also came to a point where it felt like, I guess you guys also asked the question of what materials or tools do we kind of use to learn as well? Because one thing that you guys have developed over time is this F.U.N.pack, right? You know what I mean?
Right.
And so can you guys kind of maybe describe for the listeners out there, what is the F.U.N.pack and kind of how did you come to put this together so that people can actually, again, right, make learning fun, right, and enhance their learning as well?
So you want to go?
Oh, sure, no problem. So back in our day, way back when, people used notebooks, actual notebook, pen and paper, those things before the iPads. And so we were strong believers in the notebook. We were like, but the funniest thing was Dedrick was an excellent note taker. I mean, his notes were, I've never seen him have notes that were just out of place, out of order, out of order, I was all over. Actually, I was writing on the top of the page, the side of the page, scribble, scrabble. I mean, they were virtually unreadable. I mean, I'm thinking of
no. Listen, it wasn't virtually unreadable. It was unreadable. There was nothing virtual about that, boss.
So, I made it through the grace of God, through all those courses with those chicken scratch notes. But we started to see, though, that different people approach note taking differently, right? But one common thing still remains the same. Your information needs to be packaged in such a way that it can be digested. And so whether or not you took notes well or not, we thought that if we had a product that could structure the notes for you, then it really wouldn't matter how you're writing it in there, because the notebook will help guide you in terms of how to digest the information, making sure you have pertinent information like the topic that y'all were talking about in class, the date that it was in class, your name, the page number. We even added a table of contents, just different little things like that to our products that make sure that the students have what we call the fundamentals of learning. And one of those components was the notebook inside of our F.U.N.pack. And then another thing that we had made was something we call the fun board, right? And so this is just basically, just imagine a whiteboard, right? It's a whiteboard that you can use to kind of take along with you if you need to jot some notes down, if you need to practice some problems. Because really, we wanted this F.U.N.pack to be a very good compatible toolkit with the fun method, right? And the fun method, in the understanding portion, we talk a lot about repetition and solving problems. Well, in your notebook, the page numbers are limited, right? The notebook may only have 50 to 100 pages. So I really wouldn't advise the student to solve the problems over and over and over and over again in their notebook. Maybe you whip out your fun board and you practice on your fun board over and over again with your marker, and then you erase and erase and erase. And when you feel like you've gotten it, you can go back over to your notebook and make notes in your notebook. So that was another part of the tool. We added markers, dry erasers in there, different things like that. But the whole idea behind the F.U.N.pack, again, was just to make sure that the students had the tools that they needed to actually be able to apply the fun method when it's time to apply it. So that was kind of what we're doing.
I mean, you would be surprised the number of times people show up for tutoring and they don't have nothing. Like nothing. No pen, no paper, no tablet, no markers, no crayons, nothing. I'm like, what was you planning to do? Watch a movie? Like what?
Right.
What were you planning to do?
Exactly.
And so what this does is it basically gives people the ability to bring their tools with them when they show up, right? At the end of the day, it's like you going to work, you got a job to do. And in order to do that job, you gotta bring your tools, right? You got to bring your tools to work. And so essentially that's as Cecil was saying, That's why we went ahead and created the F.U.N.pack to provide people the tools that they needed in order to get the work done.
Right. Thanks for watching the Lion and Lambo podcast. We hope this clip has been a huge blessing to you. And we want to remind you that we drop new videos, new podcast episodes every Sunday at 9 o'clock. You can find the full episode by clicking the card up at the top right of this video. If you prefer an audio only experience, then we want to let you know that we're streaming through every major podcast streaming platform. For the full list, you can go to www.lionandthelambo.com. Until next time, go impact the world.